Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel, and this video is super exciting video. It's been able to get my hands on every single Apple product from the Spring Loaded event. So that is the new powerful M1 24-inch iMac, both the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch iPads, both also powered by the M1 chip, especially that 12.9-inch with that new XDR display, and also the new Apple TV 4K with that special new remote. So this will be the start of a new series around all of these new products. So that includes obviously things like reviews, but also what are the best accessories, what are the best apps. So what I've done before with Apple products and these unboxing and reviews is let you ask some questions specifically for you, and I can try and find the answers. A lot of reviews already have made the reviews to try and rush to obviously get the views, and they all kind of end up being quite similar. But if there's anything specific that you are wanting to know, let me know in the comments below. As this will be a whole series, and if you do enjoy it and you want to see more, it'll help the channel substantially if you're able to press that subscribe button just to let me know that you guys are enjoying the content. So without further ado, let's get into the unboxing of all of these Apple products. Okay, so we're going to start on the desk here, and we're going to start with what I'm really excited about, which is the iPad Pro 12.9-inch XDR display and powered by the new M1 chip. Who would have thought we would have seen a computer chip inside of an iPad? So it's a pretty impressive unboxing experience with the iPad Pro, but I'm going to be honest, it is pretty much identical to what we've seen for the past few years of this iPad Pro. The design pretty much hasn't changed with that unified display, bezel-less almost. There's no notches on this at all. No buttons apart from your power button and volume rockers. Incredibly minimalist design and incredibly minimalist unboxing experience. So if you have seen something before in the past, it's pretty much identical. But it is opening up a huge piece of glass. It's really impressive. The 12.9-inch display, I did wonder if it was going to be too big for me, but using it for a couple of days, I've definitely started to get used to the size of it. But the first time you pick this up out of the box, you do realize what a big tablet this is, and you really want to be careful with it. It's just massive. In terms of things that we get in the box though, you get your blurb, the standard. You do actually get the power cables and a power brick with this. So you get USB-C to USB-C, which isn't universal across the lineup, obviously, with Apple at the moment, but you do get the power brick. So very much like the laptops, you get a power brick, not like the iPhone from last year, you get no power brick. Obviously, with that, very controversial at the time, but getting this unboxed and starting up, I just really couldn't get over how big the display was. I've been definitely more used to the form factor of the 11-inch iPad Pro and the 9.7-inch iPads before it as well. So I really wanted to kind of, I don't know, get my hands on this, really use it, see if I could adapt it to the larger form factor of this 12.9-inch. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you prefer to get the 12.9-inch or the 11-inch? Do you wish that they've got the XDR display on that 11-inch? And are you going to be picking one up this year? Are you looking at other videos and other reviews to really decide if you're going to go ahead with it? But looking at the size of it, it is pretty ginormous. It's pretty much identical screen size to the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro, but in a tablet form. But the main difference is definitely that 120 Hz. Even on the startup screen, you can really tell the difference between this and other displays that Apple make. That 120 Hz is a huge difference. And this is a baby brother. This is the 11-inch iPad Pro. So I'm going to be using both for these reviews and to really see if you can tell the difference between the XDR display and the Liquid Retina display on the 11-inch. If that M1 power is really utilized in iPadOS, I don't want to be the stereotypical reviewer and go, oh, they've put too much power in this and it's limited by software, but I do really want to find out if it is and if the app support isn't good enough for this chipset. But this is basically just a smaller version of the other iPad Pro. You get exactly the same inside. There's no difference in the money. You are purely buying just a larger display with a different display on it with the 12.9-inch. The 11-inch is exactly the same. So I'm going to be really intrigued to see which one I use the most over the next couple of weeks and make my decision on which one I intend to keep as well. I will be definitely keeping an iPad Pro this year, but which one? I'm really intrigued to see which one I keep, and I'm more interested in which form factor I enjoy the most. But I do like the 11-inch. It is, I think, the perfect size iPad. It's an amazing iPad. It's the same pretty much as the a 10.9-inch iPad Air, and that has been really successful for Apple as well. But as well as the iPads, I've been able to pick up the Apple TV as well, the Apple TV 4K with this new remote. Now, I've never been the biggest fan of Apple TV. I've not had one for years. The last time I had one was probably about 6 years ago. Just because the integration with smart TVs and other things like that, I've never really found the need for an Apple TV. So I am interested to see if anything has really changed with tvOS and what the features are like with this new Apple TV as well. If the remote's any good, if the supported apps are any good, and that calibration on my 4K TV, I'm really intrigued to see how that works. But straight out of the box, again, Apple, minimalist. What else do we expect? This new remote is in that nice matte finish, which is exactly the same as the iPad Pro, and the Apple TV is just exposed with some stickers around it to keep it nice and protected. In terms of I/O, you've got HDMI, Ethernet, and power. That is literally it. They've kept it very minimal in terms of I/O, but I guess how much more do you need in a TV device? This remote, it's actually a bit more of a throwback to the previous remote, not the one with the touch capacitive button, the one before it, the silver one, pretty much I would say identical, but there are some new features. That is a touch capacitive scroll wheel, kind of like the iPod, and it does have features which should be connected to your TV, so it should work with power and volume, and a mute button. Apparently there was no mute button on the last one, so that's good. But if we look, brand new device and USB-A to Lightning. This is what I don't get about the cabling. So we've got USB-C to USB-C in the iPad, brilliant. The iPhone now comes with USB-C to Lightning, and then the Apple TV is USB-A. Like, Apple really needs to just come up with a ubiquitous cabling system. Having all these cables around for all the different devices is a little bit silly now. Other things in the box, well, nothing else, just a power brick. No HDMI in this either, so you do have to supply your own HDMI, but we do have the Apple TV. And I'm really excited to get to use all of these devices as well as the next one. So this part of the unboxing will be slightly different. As the iMac is much bigger than things like the iPad and the Apple TV, I just need to expand the view. So let's get the iMac unboxed. So as always, Apple absolutely nail it in terms of the minimalist design of their boxing. So you really don't know that it's an iMac. Maybe we try this the other way. It's quite interesting to try and get out in the first. Oh god, that sounds awful. But the box is much heavier than I thought. Not a big fan of this quite large box, but here we go. It's the iMac. We'll give this a second attempt. It's exactly the same drawstring. And again, I think this also wants to do the same as what that did. Cool. So you've got like a little push here. That's pretty neat. So you push here and it expands open. So now left with. And that is, it's surprisingly like, it's almost like a really large iPad. From unboxing the iPads just then, it feels exactly the same. Really quite strange. So then in here, what you also have are your keyboard, your mouse, your power cables. There's some other things in here as well. So inside the box you have it where you just pull the tab here, and in here you have all of your keyboard, your power cable. You've got, here's this is the power cable. Yes, that's part of the power cable. The one I ordered had just the mouse, so that is your power brick. So your external power brick. This was in the space grey grey colour. So these all are the same. You've got your USB-C to Lightning to charge all of these as well. All very well packaged, all very clever. So here we have the new iMac. So we've got the little tabs on the back. Now this is what everyone has been raving about. It's the kind of fun, extenuated colours of the new iMac. That's pretty cool. So this is all glass, and then you've got the part on the back as well, but it's like crazy thin. Like it's like the same size as my Apple Watch, which is amazing. So that's the unboxing. Yeah, iMac. So now we've been able to get our hands on that new iMac, the new iPad, and the new Apple TV. I can't wait to test them all and do all of the reviews. I'm really excited. It's been a while since we've had some new hardware to get our hands on. Now we're only a couple of ways away from WWDC as well, and probably by the time that I'll get around to doing my reviews, that also might change the skew of what those reviews end up being like, depending on what Apple bring out, especially on those iPads. So again, let me know in the comments below what you want to find out, and I hope to see you soon in the reviews. Bye for now.